Hello, Hoops fans. Welcome back to Tips and Streams, your go-to spot for all things NBA betting. As always, it's your host, Kokan here, and I'm super excited to bring you today's jam-packed episode. We've got a thrilling lineup of today's NBA games, and I'm ready to dive deep with our predictions and insider tips. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or just getting into the game, today's episode is tailored just for you. Stay tuned, and let's get into today's NBA betting predictions on Tips and Streams. The first today's prediction is for matchup between Los Angeles Lakers and Charlotte Hornets. Tonight's NBA showdown features the Los Angeles Lakers squaring off against the Charlotte Hornets, promising a riveting basketball spectacle. The Lakers, boasting a 27-25 record, face the Hornets, who are lagging at 10-38. This matchup is particularly fascinating as the Lakers are navigating the challenges of playing back-to-back games, having secured victories in only 2 of their previous 8 such encounters this season. Despite the rigorous schedule, the Lakers enter this contest with solid stats that bolster their chances of victory. They're scoring an average of 116.21 points per game compared to the Hornets' 108.53, and defensively they're slightly more stringent, allowing 116.94 points against the Hornets' 120.38. The Lakers also have the upper hand in shooting accuracy, boasting a 49.12% field goal percentage over the Hornets' 45.85%, and their three-point prowess at 36.78% marginally surpasses the Hornets' 36.14%. The Lakers have also demonstrated their dominance on the boards, averaging 43.13 rebounds per game over the Hornets' 40.91. This rebounding strength is key to dictating the game's tempo and snagging extra possessions. Additionally, the Lakers excel in facilitating the ball, indicating a more synchronized and dynamic team effort. Looking at past encounters, the Lakers have had the upper hand against the Hornets, clinching victories in 8 of their last 10 matchups and consistently beating the spread in 9 of those games. Particularly in Charlotte, the Lakers have a record of winning 3 out of the last 4 games, covering the spread each time, showcasing their adaptability in hostile environments. Injuries could play a crucial role in this game, with the Lakers possibly missing LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which might affect their scoring capabilities. Similarly, the Hornets face absences, including Gordon Hayward and potentially LaMelo Ball, which could further strain their performance. However, considering the Lakers' recent trends, such as their 4-2 record against the spread in their last 6 games and solid performances against Eastern Conference teams, they appear ready to tackle the fatigue associated with back-to-back games. In contrast, the Hornets are struggling with a 0-7 record against the spread in their last 7 games and a history of underperformance at home against the Lakers. Given the stats, current form, and historical matchups, the Lakers are the favorites to triumph and cover the 10.5-point spread, despite the back-to-back game scenario. Injury concerns might influence the game's score, but the Lakers' offensive strength and the Hornets' defensive weaknesses suggest the total points will likely exceed the 228 threshold. The Lakers' resilience, superior statistics, and historical edge over the Hornets point towards a victory and covering the spread. My money is on the Los Angeles Lakers to seize the win and beat the 10.5-point spread. The next today's prediction is for the game between Sacramento Kings and Cleveland Cavaliers. In the eagerly awaited clash on the hardwood, the Sacramento Kings are gearing up to battle the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game pits 2 of the NBA's standout squads against each other. The Kings enter the fray with a solid 29-19 record, while the Cavaliers edge them slightly with a 31-16 tally. Both teams have been lighting up the scoreboard, with Sacramento netting an average of 118.43 points per game, and Cleveland not far off with 114.26 points. This sets the stage for a shootout that's sure to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Delving into the stats, the Kings have been sharpshooters both from the field, with a 48.07% shooting efficiency, and from downtown, hitting threes at a 37.02% rate. The Cavaliers are hot on their heels, boasting a field goal percentage of 47.88% and converting 35.87% of their three-point attempts. However, Cleveland holds a slight advantage in the rebounding department, snagging 44.91 rebounds per game compared to Sacramento's 43.47, a factor that could tip the scales in a game expected to have its fair share of missed shots due to the high shot volume. The assist tallies highlight both teams' commitment to sharing the ball, with the Kings averaging 28.57 assists per game and the Cavaliers not too far behind at 26.67. This teamwork is crucial for creating open shots and keeping their offensive machine humming. Recent performances add an extra layer of excitement to this matchup. The Kings have been on a tear, winning 6 of their last 7 games, and have dominated the Cavaliers in recent encounters with a 10-2 record against the spread in their last 12 matchups. Sacramento's prowess on the road and against Eastern Conference teams suggests they're comfortable playing outside their home court and conference. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers have been strong at home, securing 8 consecutive wins, yet they found it challenging to cover the spread in recent games against the Kings, especially at home. With no injuries to report, both teams are at full strength, setting the stage for a showdown where both can bring their A game. Looking at their head-to-head history, the Kings have been the dominant force, winning and covering the spread in 3 of the last 4 encounters in Cleveland. This trend, along with their current hot streak, hints that Sacramento is well equipped to take on the Cavaliers on their turf. Given the scoring capabilities of both teams, it's expected that they'll eclipse the bookmakers' total points line of 229.5. Both squads have demonstrated time and again their ability to rack up points, making an offensive barrage almost a certainty. Additionally, the Kings' knack for covering the spread, especially when pegged as underdogs by 6 points, is in line with their recent performances and success against Cleveland. The Cavaliers, while favored at home due to their recent form and improving health, face a Kings team that's not only healthier but also on a winning spree, including a 12-point victory over Cleveland last November. The Kings have also triumphed in 8 of the last 10 meetings overall. To sum up, brace for a high-octane game where the Sacramento Kings are likely to beat the 6-point spread and push the total points beyond the 229.5 mark. Their efficient scoring, combined with a strong history against Cleveland and recent form, positions them as the savvy choice in this high-stakes contest. The Kings' road prowess and success against Eastern Conference foes further underscore their potential to come out on top in this thrilling face-off. My money is on the Sacramento Kings to cover the spread. The next today's prediction is for the game between Dallas Mavericks and Philadelphia 76ers. Tonight's face-off between the Dallas Mavericks and the Philadelphia 76ers is shaping up to be an epic battle on the hardwood, showcasing NBA playmaking and strategy at its peak. The Mavericks step into the arena with a solid 26-23 record, while the 76ers are not far ahead, holding a commendable 30-18 mark. This clash is expected to keep fans on the edge of their seats, given the almost mirror-image shooting accuracy from the field. The Mavericks netting 47.39% of their shots, just a hair behind the 76ers, who have a slight lead with 47.67%. When it comes to raining threes, Dallas has a narrow lead, sinking 37.05% from downtown, just outpacing Philadelphia's 36.46%. This slight edge in three-point land might just be the game-changer tonight, especially with both squads navigating through recent form dips and injury hurdles. Despite the Mavericks' recent struggle, going 1-7 against the spread in their latest stretch, they've displayed grit. The 76ers, facing their own battles, went 2-6 against the spread in their recent games. Injury updates add a twist to the narrative for tonight's game. The Mavericks could hit the floor missing key pieces like Luka Doncic and Dante Exum, throwing a spotlight on their playmaking depth. On the flip side, the 76ers are grappling with significant absences, including Joel Embiid and Nicolas Batum, which could dent both their defense and offense. The uncertainty around Tobias Harris adds to the suspense for Philly. Looking back, the matchups have been close, with Dallas clinching 5 of the last 10 and outperforming the spread in 6 instances. Yet, in Philly's domain, the Mavericks have struggled to dominate, with just 1 win in recent visits. Despite this, the importance of home court advantage looms large, especially considering Philadelphia's stronghold at home compared to Dallas's road woes. The odds lean towards the 76ers with a minus 1.5 point spread and an over-under total set at 242.5 points, hinting at a scoring bonanza. Considering the dynamics at play, particularly the injury impacts, tonight's game could defy expectations. Dallas's sharpshooting from the perimeter and exploiting Philly's defensive gaps could be their ticket to beating the spread. Despite the 76ers' impressive stats, the Mavericks' ability to adjust and pinpoint weaknesses in Philadelphia's lineup might tilt the scales, making them the smart pick to beat the plus 1.5-point spread. Dallas's key to victory lies in their three-point execution and leveraging the 76ers' current defensive lapses. To sum up, amidst fluctuating performances, the blend of trends, injuries, and past showdowns nudges the forecast slightly towards the Dallas Mavericks overcoming the spread. Their knack for adapting and spotlighting their three-point strength will be crucial against the 76ers' challenges, carving out a potential win in this nail-biting encounter. My money is on the Dallas Mavericks to outdo the plus 1.5-point spread. The next today's prediction is for the game between Los Angeles Clippers and Atlanta Hawks. Tonight's showdown sees the Los Angeles Clippers hitting the hardwood against the Atlanta Hawks in a clash that's set to be a showcase of finesse and tactics. The Clippers, sporting a robust 33-15 record, have been making waves in the league, while the Hawks, at 22-27, aim to leverage their home turf to climb the ranks. Despite facing a grueling back-to-back challenge, the Clippers have proven their mettle, securing victories in 4 of their 7 consecutive night games this season. This grit will be crucial as they face the Hawks, who are navigating injury hurdles with Clint Capela sidelined and uncertainties surrounding DeAndre Hunter and Saddiq Bey. On the stats front, the Clippers have the upper hand in several critical metrics, averaging 118.47 points per game to the Hawks' 121.18. They shine brighter with their stingy defense, conceding just 112.02 points per game against the Hawks' 123.43. Their shooting accuracy, both from the field at 49.58% and beyond the arc at 39.42%, eclipses the Hawks' efforts. Although the Hawks snag more rebounds, the Clippers' strategic ball movement and solid defense, reflected in their 26.23 assists per game, underscore their comprehensive prowess. The recent encounters in Atlanta paint a picture of equilibrium, with the Clippers claiming victory and beating the spread in 3 out of their last 5 visits. With trends showing the Clippers' dominance on the road and against Eastern Conference rivals, and the Hawks displaying inconsistency at covering the spread at home against the Clippers, the scales tip slightly in favor of the visiting squad. Considering the statistical advantages, particularly in shooting efficiency and defense, the Clippers are tipped for the win. Yet, the Hawks' rebounding edge and the potential weariness of the Clippers from their back-to-back games inject an element of unpredictability. The Hawks' drive and home crowd support could well turn the tables, offering them a golden chance to defy expectations. The odds put the Clippers ahead with a 3-point spread and an over-under of 244 points. With both teams' defensive records and past-under trend in matchups, a tight contest is anticipated. However, the Hawks, spurred by the urgency to ascend the standings and possibly capitalize on the Clippers' fatigue, look set to challenge the spread. In essence, while the Clippers are the bookies' pick, the dynamics of this particular encounter, combined with the Hawks' determination and home advantage, suggest a scenario where Atlanta could very well cover the spread. The Clippers' strength is undeniable, but faced with this game's unique factors, the Hawks are expected to deliver a closely fought battle, keeping the scoreline tight. My prediction leans towards the Atlanta Hawks covering the plus 3-point spread. The next today's prediction is for the game between Golden State Warriors and Brooklyn Nets. Tonight's showdown at the court is more than just a game. It's a high-octane battle between the Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets, promising to light up the scoreboard with their explosive play styles. The Nets are rolling out the welcome mat for the Warriors in what's shaping up to be a nail-biter of a contest. With the Warriors clutching 21 victories against 25 defeats and the Nets hot on their heels with 20 wins to 28 losses, this matchup is too close to call. Golden State has the upper hand offensively, dropping an impressive average of 118.62 points per game to Brooklyn's 114.17, showcasing their scoring prowess. Defensively, it's a tight race, with the Warriors conceding an average of 118.36 points per game, barely a step ahead of the Nets' 115.32. Golden State's sharpshooting from the field and beyond the arc is noteworthy, with a field goal percentage of 47.27% and a three-point completion rate of 37.69%, slightly outshining Brooklyn's stats. The battle for rebounds and assists is equally competitive, with the Warriors snagging 45.84 rebounds and serving up 28.51 assists per game, just edging out the Nets. This speaks volumes about the closely matched dynamic of the two squads. Past encounters in Brooklyn have been nothing short of intense, with the Warriors securing 2 wins and beating the spread once in their last 5 visits. This history sets the stage for a fiercely contested clash tonight. Injury woes could tilt the scales, with the Warriors missing key players like Chris Paul, Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton, and Moses Moody, which might hamper their lineup depth and spacing. The Nets, meanwhile, are navigating their own injury minefield, missing crucial contributions on both ends of the court. Despite the Warriors' solid performance against the spread in recent matchups, their track record in Brooklyn hints at potential hurdles, contrasting with the Nets' promising performance on their home turf against Golden State. Weighing the stats, recent trends, and the home court leverage, the scales seem to tip in favor of the Brooklyn Nets not just securing a win, but also covering the 2-point spread. The anticipated high-scoring game, propelled by both teams' offensive thrust and defensive gaps, makes an over on the 236-point total a plausible outcome. Even with Golden State's scoring capability, Brooklyn's defensive edge, home advantage, and the Warriors' injury challenges suggest Brooklyn will take the win. The Golden State Warriors, despite a stellar performance from Curry, are navigating through injuries and have a less stellar road record. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets have shown resilience, capturing wins and leveraging their home court strength. Anticipate a high-energy duel with scores flying high from both teams. The Nets, aiming to ascend the standings and exploiting the Warriors' road woes, are poised for a triumph, likely covering the spread. With both teams trending towards high-scoring outcomes, expect the total points to soar above the 236-point mark. I'm placing my bets on the Brooklyn Nets to come out on top and cover the spread, with the total points eclipsing 236. The last prediction for today is for the game between Toronto Raptors and New Orleans Pelicans. As we dive deep into the basketball season, an exciting clash is on the horizon between the Toronto Raptors and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Raptors, who are navigating a tumultuous season with a record of 17 wins against 32 losses, are gearing up to face the Pelicans. The Pelicans have carved a niche for themselves with a record of 28 wins to 21 losses. This game is shaping up to be a showcase of basketball finesse, with a thorough analysis of both teams' past performances and the historic rivalry between them setting the stage for an enthralling encounter. The Raptors, facing a tough back-to-back game scenario, have historically found this situation challenging, managing to clinch just 2 victories from 8 such occasions this season. This aspect could significantly influence the game's outcome, especially given their recent performance trend, which shows a worrying record of 1 win to 7 losses in their latest games. However, they have shown commendable prowess in away games, especially against the Pelicans, boasting a record of 15 wins against the spread in their last 20 away games. Despite this, their performance against teams from the Western Conference leaves much to be desired, with a 0-7 record in their recent encounters. On the flip side, the New Orleans Pelicans have been in fine form, especially noted in their games against Eastern Conference teams, with a 4-1 record against the spread in their last 5 matches. Their defense has been particularly effective, contributing to a trend of lower total points in 4 of their last 5 games, showcasing a tight and coordinated defensive strategy that could pose a challenge for the Raptors' offense. The Pelicans also have a slight advantage in shooting efficiency and rebounding, which could be crucial in controlling the game's pace and momentum. Historically, matches in New Orleans between these two have been closely contested, with the Raptors managing to secure victories and cover the spread in 2 of the last 5 matches. However, considering the Pelicans' recent form and statistical edge, especially in scoring and defense, the scales seem to be tipping in their favor. Moreover, their consistent performance as favorites, with a 7-2 record in their last 9 games, highlights their ability to leverage their home court advantage effectively. Given the comparative statistics, the Pelicans' superior offensive and defensive capabilities suggest they are not only likely to win, but also to cover the 11.5-point spread. With better shooting percentages and rebounding efficiency, the Pelicans are well positioned to control the game's tempo and enforce their strategic game plan. Considering the Raptors' struggles in back-to-back scenarios, their disappointing record against Western Conference teams, and the Pelicans' impressive home record and statistical advantages, it seems highly likely that the Pelicans will emerge victorious. They are set to capitalize on the Raptors' fatigue and defensive shortcomings, likely covering the spread and utilizing their strategic depth to secure a win. Despite generally avoiding large point spreads in NBA games, the Raptors' challenging schedule, including a recent overtime game on the back end of a back-to-back, and the Pelicans' overall health and betting profitability, covering the spread in 28 of their 49 games, make a compelling case. My prediction leans towards the New Orleans Pelicans not only winning but also covering the 11-point spread, given their team performance, home advantage, and the Raptors' challenges. For those betting on total points, I anticipate a total exceeding the line of 231.5 points.